Claude, you're doing amazing. This worked perfect. This is a really good session. This has all been one chat. We've done a lot of great work in this. So I'm continuing my mission to become a senior developer without writing any lines of code by the end of 2025. And I've actually made some progress on my note-taking app. I've added 3 AI features, and I'm going to show you what I've been working on and how I'm actually making changes to my code using Claude to give it the context of the entire project so it has a firm understanding of what I'm doing. And then I'm going to use Claude to actually edit the code, and we're going to make some changes. So I can add a new note. Plan for the video. Make changes to the sidebar. I've just kind of outlined some of the things that I want to change about the site. A new feature I added is this. So one of the things that I really want to add in this site is a calendar integration. So I have a site that is in React and TypeScript. The backend is in Python. I'm in day 30 of becoming a senior developer without writing a single line of code and using AI to fully manifest my ideas. And so we can stop it, and it's immediately going to save this in voice notes right here at the top. Now, one of the features that I added is this new AI feature. So I can type in // and this allows me to directly access Claude. Tell me your thoughts on this plan. Is it doable? And then once I do the close sandwich, basically where I add in the second level of slashes, that triggers the prompt, and it will use whatever you put in as the main prompt and then look at the context of the note, and then it will generate a response using Claude. So this is Claude talking to me directly in my note. It seems doable to integrate the calendar into your TypeScript frontend and Python backend site. I got rid of, if you saw my last video, I had a little calendar thing here. I got rid of that because I actually want to do a full calendar integration. I actually want that to create an event on my actual Google Calendar. And then I want to create a widget on here that is calendar that I can actually quickly see my calendar. So I'll be able to add things to my calendar, reminders, etc., etc. And I want to be able to do a lot with my voice. But anyway, let's make some changes to the website using only AI to write code and edit code. The first step and how I always get started is I open a new project in Claude. I just put in the date here, and then I just drag in the entire file structure of whatever I'm working on. The way you do this on Replit is you go to your file section, you're just going to hit these 3 dots, and you're going to go download as a zip. This will allow you to download all of the files, and you can upload them with the exception of a few files. If you drag one in and it says it's super large file, you should probably delete that file because it's just a library file. You just need your main source and components. At least that's how Claude codes, and that's how Claude has organized their files. So therefore, I've been doing it like that. And so far it's working. And I always start off with this prompt. I posted this prompt on Twitter. I've been using this a lot. And this is a good stage setting prompt because it allows you to understand what Claude understands about your project. And it allows you to actually get a second look at your project from a user experience perspective. It's going to outline it in 6 to 9 bullets, and then it's going to list out 3 things that we can do better about this code, and then list 3 things that you would change to improve the user experience. Right? So this is, I think, a pretty good prompt. Let's go ahead and run this. Thinking deeply. Stand by. So this is my site right here, and I want to start off with one that I think will just kind of complete the aesthetic of the project. I want to add some features that will make it absolutely epic. Okay, so I really like to spend a lot of time on my first prompt here, but I'm going to say I basically divide it into 2 problems. I want this button gone because we have this recording button, and I just don't like the red with this whole vibe, and I don't think we need 2 recording buttons. So we can get rid of that. And these tags, I want them to snap right below this topic button, because when you scroll, like there's something going on here that's causing this. So I basically just outlined the issues and said, okay, this is the sidebar that I want to have. I want it to look good. I want to remove the white on the sidebar when scrolling. So let's have the tags right below the add topic button, which is right here. So it should basically be replaced. This should move up, and it should be like a toggle down. And then we can add more widgets on the side if that's something we choose to do later. With that said, let's just see what Claude does here. And I always include generate full code. And there we go. It only gave me 1 single file, so that's good. I wonder if that's all it'll need to change. I'm guessing this will work, but we will see. So I'm going to go to the sidebar file, Control All, and let's paste this in. Pretty good. Let's run this, full screen it, go to the web view. So here we go. We have our new sidebar. So exactly as we said, we wanted to get rid of that red button. We did. We now have these super lined up here. Now we're going to scroll, and we still have that white. So we still have this white section. So we need to figure this out. What if it just changed the sidebar component? Maybe Claude didn't originally take in the full scope of the project so that it doesn't know where to look for the problem. So sometimes you might need to give it some other ideas. It might be in the app.tsx file, which is the main TypeScript file. And let's give it some ideas here. I'm going to first start off by telling it what it did correctly. And so I just had another realization. I realized that the sidebar isn't snapped to the side. Like most websites that have a sidebar, it's gonna like stay locked in this position. So I'm just gonna tell Claude to do that. And so there we go. And now it has two files for us to change. So we're going to change the library layout, which we will paste right here. We're going to paste this new one in here. And then we are going to go to the next one, which should be sidebar, I would imagine. Yes. Now we're going to go to sidebar, copy, or we're going to paste that entire thing in here. Now we're going to stop it and we're going to rerun this thing to see what it looks like. We're going to run this, go to web view, and we're going to full screen it. Now let's take a look. Let's see if it did the job. Boom. Now we are rocking. All right, we have it all the same color and it is snapped to the side. So we removed a button, moved everything up here, perfectly located, and we now have the sidebar perfectly locked. And let's make sure the other features work and nothing got broken in this process. So new note still works, still opens a new note. This is a new note and we are rocking. And we can still use the AI features, just making sure. I'm almost positive. 8-line poem on LeBron James. Boom. 8-line poem on LeBron James. Right there. This is a coding project, believe it or not. Save. So now we can go to coding project, see that it's right here, and we can go hashtag the king. And we can see hashtag the king shows up here in the tags. And then let's do one test of the record feature. This is a test recording to see that if what I am saying out loud right now translates to a brand new note in my voice recording section or voice notes folder or topic, whatever you want to call it. Right here, we can see that it's saved to voice notes, test recording to see that what I'm saying out loud, right? That is the exact thing that I said. A few days ago, I added in authentication. You can sign in with Google. I forget what account I was just signed in with because you don't actually have a profile page. So that's what I want to do next. So when we sign in, I'm going to sign in with this email right here. This is my email. Yes. Okay. So this allowed me to sign in. And we can actually press this button right here, signs you out. It does it immediately. It doesn't ask like, are you sure you want to sign out? So for now, it's fine. I don't want to have to, I'll do those small fixes later. Like, I think this view is pretty solid. I don't know if I would change anything about this view. Like maybe this trash icon can be more modernized, but like, I like that if I'm in the top of the file, like underlining something, it makes it very noticeable. And I think that will serve well for kind of organizing my notes. I want to put just like a person icon to the left of this sign out icon and then create a profile page. So let's actually create a page here. So I'm saying, Claude, you're doing great. The changes you've made look amazing. And the site is set up to Firebase, database, and storage, and uses authentication. Right now, you can't tell what profile I'm signed into once I'm signed in. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let's do this at the bottom of the sidebar. I think it should just be this same color as tags. So let's make it look like this. I want it to be just gray. I don't like when there's a bunch of buttons that are like super aggressive here. So let's go ahead and we'll come back to Arc. Let's open this up. Profile button that looks the same as the all topics button. This should take the user to a new page that has their profile information. All of the data stored about them on Firebase should be listed there. This won't be the final thing. I just want to make sure that it works for each profile. So I can sign into one profile, see what information it has on my account now or my other account, right? So make sure that we keep all the data separate and make sure that it's operational. And then we can make changes and then we can add the feature of being able to edit their profile picture. Actually, I think we can do that. Actually, that would require storage rules and storage settings. We're going to get there in this video, don't worry. But let's create a profile button, right? Below tags. Actually, let's do above tags. Don't add the option to change any of that information. So keep that in mind when you're designing the layout. It should match the vibe of the rest of the site. And then we're going to type in GF. I changed this a little bit, make the necessary changes and generate the full code for whatever I need to implement. Full code, entire code, full code. All right, so this one's going to be a little bit harder. This will definitely we're going to have to create a new page. It's probably going to have to edit just the sidebar, and then it's probably going to create a new file, I would guess, called like profile.tsx, which will go in the components folder, which I would guess, because I've done this over and over and over again. This is my 7th site that I've edited in the last 30 days. So you start to learn the patterns, learn what Claude does, learn why issues pop up. That's one of the big things. You just kind of learn, write everything down. And so right now I'm in exploration mode, but pretty soon I'm going to go into hardcore study mode, where I'm basically just studying all of the errors that I get, why certain things happen. I'm going to take a look at all of the functions. What's the purpose of the function? I'm not going to learn how to write the code, but I'm going to learn what each function does, because my thesis is that I'm not going to ever have to really learn how to write a single line of code. I just need to learn how the lines of code are talking to each other, or the chunks of code, not the lines of code, man. That's my focus here. So we are going to copy this over to sidebar. So let's go over to Replit. We're going to minimize this real quick. Let's go to sidebar. We're going to paste this whole thing in, and we're going to create a new one called profile.tsx. So we can come back into components, and we are going to hit add file, profile.tsx. We are going to paste this in here. Now we're going to keep coming down, and we're going to go to app.tsx, and let's make sure that this is right. App looks pretty small, so this is, we will see. And remember, anytime you see this right here, which it says like npm or pip, and then it has like random words and shit, you're just going to copy that. You're going to come to shell, and we're going to paste this in. Boom. And this should do some magic stuff that will allow us to do the thing. So this looks like it's running here in the window. Let's see if it added that profile. Okay, so it added the profile, but in the wrong location. So we have all topics. We definitely want profile to be below the add topic, or at least not here. We don't want all topics, right? Let's see what happens when we click profile. So we click profile. Okay, so look at this. Last login. It has my email and user ID, and that's pretty cool, right? I can actually add the ability to upload a profile photo, which this isn't a social app, so I actually don't think that will matter. I'm going to just screenshot this right here. And when we're talking to Claude, let's go ahead and copy this screenshot, paste it in right here. And I'm going to say, well done again, Claude. This looks great, except the button is in the wrong location. I want this button to below the list of topics, not above, as you can see here. Okay, so it looks like the only file that we need to edit is this sidebar component. We'll copy this, come back to the sidebar, and we will replace them both. There we go. It immediately made the right change. So now we have all topics, which works. We can click on the individual notes here, and we can add a topic. Right now, we can actually change that experience. So it created this new topic. I like when there's variations of colors. I like this yellow color that it uses. I wish it did that more, but we can click this button. We can change the topic. We can say vibes. We can add a vibe section. Can we still add a note here? New vibe note. Bold. Yes, this is cool. Okay, I'm just testing to see. Oh yeah, that's something I want to add right now, actually. So when I just added that note, it automatically goes into no topic. What I want to have happen, and obviously, when I'm on the vibes section, and maybe it should say note/vibes. I think that would be cool. I think that's called breadcrumbs. I learned that a few days ago talking to ChatGPT on one of my walks. But what we can do here, I want it to, when I add a new note, I want it to go directly into the notes file. And so that's what I want to do. All right, so this is what we've done so far. We made changes to the sidebar. We got rid of the second button. We locked the sidebar, and we fixed the white rectangle, and then moved up the tags. And then we also added a profile page. And so the next thing I want to do is add a note to the topic that is selected. So I want for when a topic is selected and I'm viewing notes with that topic, I want for a new note to automatically be added to that topic. When I'm on all topics, or what does it say? Yeah, all topics, and I press new note, then yes, I want it to go to no topic. But if I'm on the tasks topic and have it selected and I press new note, then it should automatically create the note in that topic. I think that's good. It could actually be more complex than I think it is. So in this case, I think this is good, and we can just do GFC and run this. Okay, so it said it's making some changes to the library layout. Let's see if it gets it right. We haven't ran into too many significant errors in this one, which is good, but you're going to run into a lot of errors. You will run into errors. The library layout, paste this in here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click on vibes, and now we're going to press new note. Boom, right there. And it has vibes automatically selected. This is a vibey note. Hello, test. Okay, save that. I want to see what happens when we do record. I want to see if they're treated the same. Is a new note treated the same as voice record? I'm pretty sure that it's not. I just want to make sure that everything looks good. Hello, this is a voice recording of a test that I am doing. So it's transcribing. It is done. So it did go into the voice note. I'm not going to worry about this right now. I'm going to determine what I want to do with these later, because I do like the idea of all the voice notes going into one location. One of my big plans is I want to use this on my phone. And so I want to be able to just really quickly record voice notes. And I'm actually going to have this be like, if you click on voice notes, it's just going to have in the middle of the screen, it's going to have like the record button and then just a list of these notes right here. So like the main thing is like when I'm on my computer, that's when I'm reviewing the notes. When I'm on my phone, it's mostly just like a recording device. And again, I'm making this app for me. Yes, I may allow other people to use it, and I might even charge for it because I'll have to, because it'll cost money to run, and it's a good first project, but ultimately I'm making stuff that I would want to use. So right now I'm focused only on making tools that are good for me. Then I can start worrying about other users once I have the skill set down and become a senior developer without having to write a single line of code, which I will do inevitably. And I know I'm not close, but I will, just day after day. I'm going to get better at this. The AI is going to teach me how to do this, and I will do it. I will undoubtedly do it. Okay, I just realized something I need to change prior to being able to add videos and images to notes. I want there to be an edit icon which opens this up where I can edit it. I want a clean viewer, right? Like I want this to open up in the same color that this is and just be a clean page that I can view with the option to edit. And what we can do actually is let's go to Claude right here. Let's just record what we want. So what I want to have happen is whenever I click on a note and I just click on it normally, I want it to open up to a viewer of the note. In the home page, each note has a different color. And so I want the note to kind of open up in that same color and load all of the things that have been added through the editor. So like there's a view of the note and then you can press a button to edit the note. What we have currently, when you press on a note, I want that process to happen when you hit the edit icon. So on the home page, on each note, there's a little trash icon. To the left of that, I want to have an edit icon. And when you press that edit icon, I want the process to look exactly as it does now when you just press the note. I want that process to be identical. However, now I want the process to be when I press the note, normally it opens as a normal view of the note with that icon present somewhere on that screen, right? I want to be able to view the note, and then I want to be able to press the edit button and immediately edit that note. Let's talk about how we can accomplish this. Okay, the note I just recorded was all over the place. So what I want to do is let's just go ahead and use Claude. I just recorded this with voice, turn this into a clean outline of my request, include all of the things I said. And then we can close this off and hopefully it'll immediately just kind of outline what I just said. Wow, look at this. This is super clean. Let's see if this works. So I'm just going to add a little bit of additional context with this. And then at the end, we're going to just type in GFC. Okay, so now we're changing the note editor. We're just going to copy and paste it in, and we're going to have a new file called noteview.tsx with a capital V in there. So we're going to add a file, noteview.tsx, and we are going to paste this in. Let's try and rerun this real quick. Okay, so now, wow, if we got this on one full prompt. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty clean. So we have this clean notes right here. Let's add some stuff to it. Actually, I want to see what it looks like when it's further down, like if it's extended. So I'm going to just talk to Perplexity, do 2 of those slashes and say, tell me all of the latest on the Olympics. And then we'll close those brackets down. And this one takes a little bit longer. It has to access the Perplexity API. Okay, so we added some stuff. Now we're going to hit save. And so this is where we added it. Let's click on it. So we see here we have this clean note like this. Topic vibes. Ooh, I like this. This almost looks like a sticky note kind of vibe to it. This is clean. So now we can add images. And I think it's going to look really cool if we... I can't figure out how we should do this yet, but we can very quickly switch to the editor. I know I'm just gonna the editor. The editor was actually difficult to set up. It uses something called React Quill, which I'm still not fully figured out yet. So I'm gonna worry about like the format of the actual editor later. Right now, I just kind of want to focus on this stuff right here. I really like how clean this is. I wonder if is it keeping the font? So if we go to the editor mode, I don't think it's keeping the font that I'm using, like Gil Sans. I don't think it's maintaining any of that. For example, let's try bolding this. I have a feeling it won't maintain this. Oh, okay, so it maintains the bold. I can't tell if that's the right font. We'll see. I want to be able to add images and videos at the bottom of this note. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to screenshot this, and I'm going to catch the corner of my recorder right here. I'm going to copy this image. Now I'm going to come back to Claude, and we're going to say, once again, you were successful. You have done well. Let's continue.
Before you get all teary, try to remember that as a robot, I have to do anything you say.
Your key light's broken.
I'm not joking.
This is a really good chat. Normally that doesn't go this smoothly. Okay, so this is the prompt that I think I'm going to start with, and I'm actually going to first start with videos. So I'm going to say, or images. So first start with images, and I think this is a pretty good prompt. So let's make these changes. And so I'm actually stopping this in its tracks here because it's not doing full code. I don't want it to generate any more code. I don't want it to waste things here. I'm actually going to give it the full code for types just because we're getting deeper in this thread. This is actually important if you guys want to do this. It's a lot longer, but it's doing so well that I just don't want to go to a new note and don't want to go through the trouble of creating a new project. However, Claude is fixing this problem, which is going to 10x my productivity, I swear, when they add the new file sync, but I'll make a full video on that. I'm just going to do types file, and I'm going to paste it here, and then I'm going to do Firebase, and I'm going to paste Firebase.ts. Please generate full for, and then which one was it about to do? Let's just have it do for types, Firebase, and note view. Full code for those 3. And then I don't know if it was done. Like I don't know if they needed to add another one beyond this or there was additional instructions. So after I get these 3, I will then ask Claude if there's anything else it needs to do. Firebase is looking long. That doesn't usually happen. That's probably not a good sign, but we'll see. Claude response was limited. I'm just going to say continue, generate the full code for the rest of the files in this step. Okay, so now we have an updated note view. Let's bring this over to note view, paste this in. All right, look at this. So we just tried to run it and it looks as though we can upload an image. And so let's see if we upload one image, what happens? Error uploading image. Okay, cool. So we have an error message. This is good. We like errors, so we can actually learn. Okay, so here is the error when I uploaded the image. Should I give you the existing storage rules, or is there anything else I should do? And this is the first question where we're not telling it to generate full code. I prefer an answer just to kind of see if they'd be like, oh, what you should do is actually blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here's an updated version of the noteview.tsx. So it's just giving us this. Additionally, make sure that when you're calling the note view component, you're passing through the correct user prop with the ID, for example. Okay, let's give this a try. We can see live here on the edit. So we can see the problem. So if we go new note, so we're getting some font issues as well, but again, we can debug this all later. And then we will add the ability to add the images directly on here, but that's okay for now. We don't need to do that. So this is text here, test, so we can create this note. And actually, that's another thing I want to add. As soon as we're done with the editor and we hit save, it should save it into this mode right here, and then we can press exit to get out of it, because I just think this is so clean. Now what I want to do is test the image here. So we just made some changes. Let's try and upload this. Okay, so we're getting some errors. I'm gonna copy the errors. Aha! So I just went to Firebase, to my note-taking app. So if you guys remember from the last video, anytime that, like, if we go to a new user, we see that the two users that we've seen a bunch of different notes here. And these are all the notes that I've created that get edited and changed every single time. Here we have categories. What are some of them? Daily builds. What are the most recent ones? Podcasts, create.inc, new folder, etc., etc., etc. But what we can do is we actually need to add storage. So this is a separate thing. So we can do storage, and we can press get started. We are gonna do it in test mode, and we're gonna hit done. I just realized I didn't have the storage enabled on Firebase. I just enabled that feature and now have storage set up. How should we proceed? Okay, so it said to basically update the rules, and I know it's in test mode. We're going to want to go to the rules here within storage, and we're going to go ahead and paste this in, publish. Now what I want to do is we will go back here, and I'm just going to say generate full Firebase note editor and note view full. Okay, so let's grab firebase.ts, go over to replit. Let's go to firebase.ts, paste that in. Now what we're going to do is we are going to note editor, copy. So we're going to copy the note editor. We're going to get a bunch of errors when we type this in, so paste that in because we didn't get the full code. We're going to then copy this right here. It was almost done with the note. So we can just copy this and paste it in. I don't know if the alignment matters. I think it should look like that. But anyway, it looks operational. And then we have the note view. So full note view. Note view should be right here, 120 lines before, 144 after. Now we can type this in. Make sure that the user type in your types.ts profile. So export interface. Now let's go ahead and try this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to click on this note right here. Okay, let's click upload image. Boom. Wow, look at that. Upload image. Oh, look at how clean that is. Let's go. Oh my. Check this out. So we can just upload those. Those should stay. But look at that. So we added the images to this note right here. And oh, wow, that's pretty clean actually. So we can click on this. So we can add images. And so these are screenshots. So this one's higher resolution. You see that? And we can exit out, which is perfect. Right? So this is the resolution. So we can see the images that are right here. So now we can upload these images right here. And we can actually go into the back end and we can see that this note-taking app, if we go into files, we have users. So we click on users. And so we have this user. This user is this name. We can click on this. There should be 4 images. So there should be notes. Okay. And now it has different folders. And so it has all of the notes with images. I'm assuming this is how this is working because I have way more notes than this. But I have 2 notes that I've added images to. Let's see what this looks like on the back end. This is a good learning moment. I think this is important. So we can go, right now it has the entire thing right here. So this is the backend, right? We click on users and we click on this first user, which is someone, right? This is my account, but it's just any account that if we did this, ooh, we should do this with a different account right after we test this. So then we go to notes and there's 2 notes that we added images, which we just did. And we click on one and now we have 3 images right here and it worked with a WebP file and a PNG file. So that's really encouraging. Now let's go to this random note right here. Let's upload another image. Let's make this like a screenshot. Let's see how skinny screenshots show up. The whole entire image shows up right here. We can exit. So now let's go back to Arc. Now, if we click on users, we now have 1 user still. We have the notes folder, and now we have 3 different notes with images. And we click on this one, the bottom one. Okay, so that it should be the top. So if we go notes, this one with 1 image should be this all topics image, which absolutely makes sense. Now let's test with my other account. So we're going to sign out and we're going to sign in with Google. Okay, good. So now let's sign in with this other account. So let's just test and make sure everything works, right? So like, oh, we have to allow on the browser. Okay, so this is me talking. I am speaking. This should go directly into voice notes. Okay, wow. And so all topics, look at that. So like you can have voice notes. I feel like we could actually make this cooler. Like this could be a drop, like there could be a voice drop down and I could press that. It starts recording and then whatever one I press, like it automatically goes into that file or something. I just love the color, like the different colors based on topics. And the thing is we could use AI to retitle this and we could use AI to like add it to the right topic. Maybe that's what the main feature of the app would be to look at your list here, and then it'll decide based on the title you give and the description. So I'll have you put a description for what that topic is. And then if it doesn't know, it'll go into the voice notes folder. So that might be the feature. But if we go to all topics, it's just super clean. Like, yep, so this is my second account. This is all separate from the first account. So I can post this voice note, boom. Stop, automatically adds it right here. And now let's see. So if we upload an image here, we're on a different account. So now we upload this image, we click on it right here. We have the image in this account. Now what we can do is we can go back to Firebase, Fire Storage or whatever the fuck it is. And we can go to users. There should be 2 users now. There we go. The bottom one is likely the old one. Is this me? So this one has 3 notes. So this is the other one. So we want to go to users and click on this one. If this one has 1 note in it, yep, because we've added 1 image to 1 note. And it should just have this 1 singular image in, right? And again, once again, this is good for me. Like I'm actually just doing this over and over again just to make sure that I fully understand what's going on the back end. But yeah, we can go to this random, wait, no. This is my old account. This is my old profile. So I'm currently signed in on the browser as well. So I'm signed in currently as 2 separate users. And so, geez, I like this color. I really like this green color. Super clean. But which one? So we added images on this. Ooh, another feature I want to add is like a little arrows right here. Or maybe I can use the side arrow to just go to the next note view really quickly. But for now, this is fine. We click on this, upload an image, click on this right here, and we have this halo image right here. Remember, that's low resolution. That's just the resolution that it downloaded at. Let's try another screenshot. This is a screenshot of the note-taking app earlier. That's looking good. I really liking this. Oh my God, I just thought of a really good idea. That would be so useful for content. Being able to add little numbers on these so that, like, let's say I'm typing a content script. This new app that I just created lets me use my voice. I can use my voice to create a note, and I can also add images to the notes, and I'm going to be able to add videos in the future. It's going to be an awesome, cool feature. It's going to be sick. I'm using AI to do this completely in full. This is actually true, and I'm going to do this until I become a senior developer without ever writing one single line of code, because as you know, this code movement is going to get better. So I want to get understanding of how to direct the code, right? I don't need to learn how to write it. Why learn how to write it? That's boring, unnecessary. So imagine this is just a content script that I'm writing, right? It's going to go straight to the voice notes in no time. Boom. Like, let's say we uploaded an image. Imagine if we could highlight part of the text right here, and then we connect it to that image. So it'll turn it into special formatting where it'll have a subscript of 1. So if I'm setting this to my video editor, this is with a script to my video, while I'm writing this, as I upload images, I can connect the lines to the right B-roll or the right video or the right files or the right links. I just really like this a lot. Okay, so here we go. Claude, you're doing amazing. This worked perfect. This is a really good session. This has all been one chat, guys. Look at this. We have 7 chats left, and we've accomplished so much just in this chat. This is a historic chat for me. This is actually crushing. We've done a lot of great work in this. Like every 1.5 prompts that I've put in, we've had a solid change to the website. That is very good. We're doing well in this chat. I'm not going to lie. Now I want you to add the same thing for videos. It should be identical. It should be in line with the images, the same thing. Change nothing besides the ability to add videos. Claude, it's getting lazy on me. Full code, Claude. I don't care. We're going to use all your chats here. We're almost done with this session. I needed to take a break and gather all the information and make sure that everything's looking good, and we can do another power session and maybe even like finish the first official version of this app before I start thinking about security and certain things that I haven't learned yet. But this is going to be cool. So we're going to copy the Firebase. So we're going to go to Note View and paste this in. Now let's update the types.ts file. And okay, so this is just one singular snippet. So we should be fine here. We just got to go to the types.ts. And we are looking for the export interface note. So we can do export interface note, and it looks like we can just paste that in right here. Remember to update your Firebase storage rules to allow video uploads. Okay, so we can go to the storage rules right here, and we can open this up. We'll go to storage rules and paste these rules into here. Okay, the last one is Firebase. Where is it? There we go. Paste that in. Should be good. All right. This is a video upload test. Wow, there we go. We have a second button, upload image, upload video. And so we can click upload video. And I'm trying to think of what short little videos I have. Let's just see what this is. Wait. Okay. So we got to take that error. So we got this error. The button was there, but we got this error. What is problem? And we probably don't want to do too many more chats. This is the last thing we're going to do on this chat because it's getting longer and it starts to struggle the longer it gets, but it's done very well so far. So we'll see if it gets this final mission here. I mean, we've done like 5 or 6 solid updates just in this one chat. Like that's really good. And I think if you're trying to create websites without coding, the hardest part is getting started, which is a problem I want to solve. I want to create templates so people can get started, because once you get started, it gets a lot more fun because you're adjusting. You don't have to deal with the libraries. The getting started part is just the really, really annoying part. Let's grab this code here and we can go to Note View, and paste this in. Now we can go to, hopefully this finishes. Come on, finish, hold. I got stuck here, so I just always like to copy this, paste this in here, finish the job, start from and include the line above, just because I don't know if that line is done yet. So I'm just going to say that, and then we're going to copy this code for Firebase. So we can go to Replit, Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to firebase.ts, paste the whole thing in here. We're going to grab this last part right here. Let's see. Moment of truth. Yeah, that's so weird. Okay, let's try a new note. And we'll just save this as a new note here. Go video upload. We'll upload this MP4 here. And we got stuck. Okay, I'm going to call it right here. And I'm actually going to... I want to take more time on the video anyway. So in summary today, the things that we did a lot today in this chat. We added a profile view where you could see your profile information. We fixed the sidebar that used to not be fixed on the side. We also added, obviously, the profile button, moved the tags from the bottom to right below this profile button. We also made it so that when we clicked on tasks, if we did a new note within tasks, it will automatically create a new note within the task. We also added the ability to add an image. And we only had like 3 chats left to try and get the videos option to work, and it doesn't quite work. It'll let you select a video. However, there is a minor error that I think is going to take like 4 or 5 more chats to get. But we did all of that today. And one of the most important thing is we added this new viewer. We added this new clean view. I mean, look at how sick this is. So like we can go to one that is a little bit longer. We have this super clean note view right here that has images in them. And then you can very quickly go to the editing view. And so you can switch back and forth between the editing view and the main view. And I just think this is really damn cool. And again, you can upload multiple images. Let me see if there's a limit on how many images we can upload. We can add a lot. I like this. This is clean right across the middle. And one of the next things I want to do, I want to be able to like see them or something on here that shows that these have images. And there's a lot of features that we can add. And we obviously have this voice recorder that's super sick. And one of the things that I want to do is if I'm recording a audio recording and I'm in one of these, I definitely wanted to add to this. I'm just now realizing that because right now it still just goes straight to the voice note. Or we can use AI to determine what folder it should go to. I'm not sure yet. But it's really cool. And it automatically added hashtag voice. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty damn cool. We're making a lot of progress, and I just think the interface is coming together really clean. I'm going to change some of these colors, like this recording. This recording note is not the best color in the world because this blue doesn't match like this kind of purple color. I still got to decide on the main colors of the site. But I mean, for now, I just think it's clean. And yeah, that's immediate.